Oh, you said it was going to be hard for you today.
Oh, it's going to be hard for me.
Because it was exactly what you hated. We're recording right now.
Okay.
This is how we're starting.
This is weird.
It's throwing you off.
It's totally throwing me off. No, that's okay. We can do that. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to be honest about it. But
honest? Mm-hmm. You should just be honest. Okay. I want you to be totally honest.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to...
But be open, too, as a will.
Of course.
So, the reason why I wanted to start out this way is because Glenn's dead. Yeah. And we saw the humiliation and breaking down of these characters that we care about. And I wanted to kind of not joke around about it. Like I told you a second ago, I had this idea. I have a clip of Karen saying, "Yay, Glenn's dead." And I was
kidding.
It was, I think you were even saying,
I was kidding.
Yeah, it was just a joke. But this was from a long time ago.
Yeah. By
the way, probably during when we knew he wasn't really dead during the dumpster thing.
Yeah,
anyway, I was going to play that. And then I'm like, no, this episode calls for a little more seriousness, at least off the top. So what I wanted to say is, I actually really thought this was an amazing episode. We'll get into that. But it's so horrific and so dark. The darkest episode of the series by far, in my opinion. And I always, when I was a kid and my friends would get together and watch Faces of Death, I would not watch it.
Good.
I would sit in the other room.
Good.
And I liked gore and I liked horror. And I don't know, there was a certain line, and I think I just didn't ever want to get desensitized to seeing actual death, right? Which this is not. This is still a fictitious story. But it's just reminding me of that because I'm going to go on in this podcast to really appreciate the hell out of this episode. But before that, I just wanted to remind... I was thinking about this today. I want to spend a little time reminding myself and anyone else to stay appreciative and loving and compassionate and open to the beauty of the world. And I think it's really easy to see a lot of stuff like this and, I don't know, have it affect you in a way that's where you can get scabbed over to it or something. You know what I mean?
I do.
Callous about it. Mm-hmm. And on the other hand, I think, when I first decided to open the podcast this way, I wasn't feeling much about it, actually. I think part of that was because this happened in the comic a long time ago, and I felt like I already experienced it.
Yeah, I heard that it happened in episode 100. You've told
issue
me that.
100.
Yeah. Sorry, issue 100.
And I was fucking pissed at Negan. And
were you?
Fuck yeah, of course. Glenn gets his head bashed in. He's my favorite character. I was so mad. And I wasn't mad at the story or at Kirkman. I was mad at Negan. I even kind of knew it was coming. But this time I wasn't feeling anything, and I felt really bad about that, But then as I was watching again today and just writing up notes and stuff, and I saw the scene with around the kitchen the picnic table, I started to sob.
I bet. Well, it doesn't hurt that he's also holding a little boy who kind of looks
what did it.
Who kind of looks like Nico.
Little half Asian.
Yep.
But it just felt really good to feel something, and that's one reason why I've always appreciated The Walking Dead in particular, because it's a zombie movie that never ends, and that's fun, but we also get to know these characters, and then we lose them, and then we have the chance to grieve without actually really losing someone. And I just want people, especially myself, to be open to that, to let yourself grieve and don't close yourself off to it. That's what I want to do anyway. Find a quiet place and really feel it, because it actually feels pretty good to get in touch with that kind of an emotion. Maybe a lot of people don't agree with that, but for me, it's an opening.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm going to miss him. And I know. And I want to allow myself to feel that rather than just, no big deal or whatever,
Yeah, I know what you mean. And can I also say that I'm gonna miss both Abraham and Glenn.
You are?
I am.
Even though
I was mad.
Asshole.
I was mad at Abraham, but he was always really fun to watch, and I didn't always think that he was a jerk. I was only mad because he was a joke to Rosita Espinosa.
And she was very upset, obviously.
Yeah, she was. But I have there's a special place in my heart for the actor Steven Yeun. and I will miss seeing him. He is a joy to watch. The nice thing is Steven Yeun is not dead. Steven Yeun is going to have an amazing career, and I know that I can watch him in other things, so that makes me
They
feel
say
better.
he's gonna. I don't know if this is true, but it's a rumor that he'll be Nightwing in the Batman movies.
Cool. All right, so there's that.
Which, if you don't know, Nightwing is the former Robin who went on to become his own superhero. And then Batman got a new Robin. I don't know if that's true, but I think that'd be pretty awesome.
That'd be wonderful. He's going to have a good career. I'm very, very glad that Steven Yeun was in our lives and that we had him play Glenn Rhee. And gosh, from everything I've seen in the comics, my limited experience with the comics, he was perfect. He was the perfect Glenn. So, yay.
You guys had a huge response to this. We've got probably more emails and messages than we've ever had for anything else.
Really?
Which is why I wasn't ready when you came over here.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that. I think that's really cool. Some of you will never watch the show again, and I actually kind of believe it this time, but most of you were pretty, I don't know, you were into it. You were affected by it, and you appreciated it. So let's just go ahead and get into our Deadcast Top 5, okay?
Okay.
Attention, shoppers. Deadcast Top 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, it's the top 5 highlights for Season 7, Episode 1, The Day Will Come When You Won't Be. First off, I was wondering, how do you think Glenn is actually going to get out of this one?
You said no jokes.
Right off the top. We're 6 minutes in.
It's long enough now. There's been enough time.
You
now
don't think he's going to? I mean,
How is he going to
he
scamper under the
seems
dumpster?
to have a few lives.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he's getting
not.
out of this
Yeah.
one.
He said, what did he say? I'll find you.
I'll find you,
Yeah,
Maggie.
and that was-
I'll find you.
That was really touching.
Yep.
And I thought, oh, he's totally out of his mind because of what just happened, but maybe he means in heaven or something, you know?
That's what he means in the hereafter.
afterlife, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what did you think of this episode in general? I mean, I remember you saying that this was exactly what you did not want to see. That's what you've been saying, I think.
Not only was it what I didn't want to see. Here's how I thought it would all shake out. I thought we'd see this for about 10 minutes, maybe even 15 minutes of the episode, and then I thought they would move past it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think that they would spend the entire time on this. And so, it was a rough episode. It was rough. And, I'm not a big fan of Negan.
No. And let me tell you, I'm telling you, like I think you got the idea that I think Negan's a good guy or something. I don't know, but
somebody said he's the guy. He's so fun to watch, and everybody seemed really excited. Oh, Negan! And I was like, oh, okay. And wow, so far, Negan has only brought me heartache.
I don't think, if I hadn't read the comic, I don't know if I'd be able to appreciate it. But because I had, and like I said, I'd already kind of gone through this a long time ago, I was able to actually appreciate some of the funny stuff he said in this episode, like clipping Rick's balls off and different things like that. But after I read that first issue, I think the first issue he's in is the one where he does this to Glenn. I had nothing but hate for the guy, and over time, I mean, he's just really, I think he's funny in a really dark way.
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting and fun to watch. I still, I mean, it faded over time, but I always felt like, okay, he's fun to watch in the comic, but he's a horrible monster, So those two things can happen at the same time.
I'll give it time. I'm not.
We'll see.
I'm not quitting yet.
I don't know if Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to be able to replicate that. It's a lot more impactful the way this happened in the show. I think even, I mean, it was pretty fucking impactful in the comic. Here, I'll show you. I mean, a lot of this stuff is word for word. And
is this issue 100?
This is issue 100. I've shown you this before, but
Yeah,
see, so here he is saying Maggie.
Oh yeah, wow, they did the popped eyeball exactly the same.
And
wow. Lucille.
And Lucille's
is
a vampire bat. What was the joke that bad? Same thing he said.
Yeah.
So I was just so pissed off at him, even though I kind of thought Glenn was about to die. Anyway, I forgot where I was, but overall, I thought it was an amazing episode. I give it a 4.9. It would have been my first 5, but I really do think it was probably too graphic. And I know that's how the show is, and I appreciate, as Karen and I just saw, how close it was to the comics. But I don't think they needed to be that graphic with it. But I don't know. I'm sort of on the fence about that. But just the fact that I'm on the fence means I can't give it a 5. But I thought it was really emotional, really intense, and I think the show had a lot of courage doing that at this point in the series, losing these big characters and risking losing viewers. And it's one of the things I've always liked about The Walking Dead. And even now that there's a lot more at stake for them because this is AMC's big cash cow.
That's true.
That they would still do it, I personally think is awesome.
Do you want to know what I gave it?
Yeah. What'd you give it? I'll guess. 0.
1.
1. Okay.
It's my lowest.
It's not a 0.
The lowest rating of all.
Oh, so you would give it a 0?
I'd rather get a colonoscopy.
Okay, that's a good sort of gauge.
Yeah, so I think between
you felt about it.
I think you really, really loved it, and I really, really did not. And
so it's a 3.
Yeah.
Next week on The Walking Dead, colonoscopy.
I think we really represent. By the way, I think we represent a lot of the viewpoints of. It seems of people, because I think a lot of people I think probably people are pretty polarized in this episode. They either really loved it or really hated it.
I'll be interested. I mean, going through the listener feedback, it definitely felt like a good 90% liked it a lot and 10% hated it.
Yeah. So
it was polarizing,
the people
but there were more people who
really, really liked it. I totally get that, and I respect your point of view for sure.
Thank you. Okay, what's your number 5?
All right, my number 5 is the pacing. I felt the pacing for this episode was a little tough, and let's back up. I honestly think that what they probably should have done was they should have had this scene about what happens at the end of season 6. And I've said this before in the finale of season 6. I think waiting until season 7 felt tough. And I also think that there was too much repetition. And I think that this story didn't need an entire hour to tell it. We watched more than the characters did because we were actually forced to watch the Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo game 3 times. Once in the season 6 finale and then twice in this episode, which I think is excessive. I feel like...
Wait. I want to talk about the cliffhanger.
All right.
Because I have a couple notes on that. So coming more and more around to thinking they did the right thing.
Okay.
Because if this was the season 6 finale, and I think they needed, this episode was all about breaking Rick down, so that you need some time to have that be believable. So it would have had to have been, a lot of this episode would have been the finale, and skip that stuff about them driving around a lot, or that would have had to have come earlier. But anyway, to really have a complete episode, it would have been the whole thing in the finale. I think that storyline would have been fine, but I think what they were tuning into was they didn't want us leave us feeling like we do now for 6 months. The Walking Dead is always about emotional storytelling, and they try to be in tune with the fans' emotions. So I really think they didn't want to risk everybody just being like, this is too much of a bummer of a show over the summer, where now they have a week. Like next week, I think is probably going to be a lot brighter of an episode, I would guess. And so and also the other thing is they wanted to give us time to get ready for this. So we knew, but I don't know, maybe it wasn't a good idea to give us time, but just to give us time emotionally to get ready for losing somebody like that. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is it generated a shit ton of buzz, which was, I thought, a lot of fun over the summer. So I'm starting to think maybe it would, but that's just my opinion.
Sure.
What else? That's it. Okay. My number 5, we've already done a little bit, but my tributes to Abraham and Glenn. So for Abraham, what stands out the most to me about him is the crazy lines that they always gave him. Like, I don't give a monkey's left nut, or loose ends make my ass itch, or there's a vast ocean of shit that you people don't know shit about. And then, of course, the ever popular Mother Dick. And his last words were, Suck my nuts.
In fact, I wrote a haiku about everything, but this one I'll read to you. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm going to read some of them. This one is, this is my haiku for Abraham.
Okay.
Abraham, I hope that Negan will someday suck your hairy red nuts.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Well, Abraham hasn't always been my favorite character, to be honest. Not my least favorite either, but just kind of there. Which is one reason why I thought it wouldn't have been as satisfying if he would have been the only one that got killed after this cliffhanger. But I, more than Abraham, I totally admire Michael Cudlitz.
Yeah.
Who is just an all-around awesome guy.
Yes.
But also, he had that line, when you were pouring the Bisquick, were you trying to make pancakes? To Glenn.
Yeah.
And then after that, one of the fans brought a Bisquick with Michael Cudlitt's face on it to Walker Stalker.
Yeah.
And then in response, he issued this challenge for fans to bring Bisquick to Walker Stalker Con, and he would donate it to charity.
Oh.
And they got like dozens and dozens, probably hundreds.
Oh.
And then that just kept going, and he was getting like 1,000 boxes donated from General Mills and Betty Crocker and
so
other
sweet.
canned foods and peanut butter and stuff like that.
That's pretty great.
Pretty awesome, dude.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
You know what I didn't understand? How come when we saw him yesterday, I watched Talking Dead, and I saw the actor, and he had he still had his facial hair. But you know what? Now I know why he has his facial hair. Because they didn't want to give away the secret of, that's why he has it still.
I'm sure it is.
Yep.
In fact, I wonder, I'll see him next week at Walker Stalker Atlanta. I wonder if he'll still have it.
Oh, he's going to be there. Excellent.
Yeah.
Will Stephen Yeun be there?
He'll be there too, yeah.
Oh, good, good. You get to have a little FaceTime with Stephen Yeun. Good.
While I'm on Abraham, I wonder if Negan really did pick him randomly because he was doing the eeny, meeny, miny, mo, but Abraham was kind of puffed up with attitude.
Yes.
I think he even stood up at one point. So maybe he just wanted to knock that down.
I don't think it was random. Also, although he did do the eeny, meeny, miny, mo, he did the whole rhyme. Yeah, and he chunked it out per, I don't know.
Just to draw it out as much as possible.
He chunked it out, and then I'm sure he timed it so that he would land on Abraham. Absolutely.
I mean, you couldn't even tell if he was going in order the way the camera was moving around and stuff.
Exactly.
So, but then when he said, you can breathe, you can blink, you can cry, we see Abraham looking straight at him, eyes open, unblinking.
And not crying.
Yeah. And he went out, unbroken.
Yep.
He died unbroken.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool, right?
Suck my nuts.
Okay. And then, of course, there's Glenn.
Yeah.
Glenn's the best.
He's the best.
Favorite. Here's an old clip just to bring us back to the early days of Glenn. This is Glenn and Maggie in the pharmacy.
What you got?
Nothing, just, like I said, general stuff.
Condoms. You got a girlfriend I don't know about?
I mean, no. No.
Then you're a pretty confident guy.
No. I wasn't, I would never.
Something wrong with me?
No. I would never have sex. I'm lost.
I'll have sex with you.
Really? Why?
You're asking questions?
That's good.
Right.
I
miss Glenn when he was more like that.
Yeah.
Got too serious.
They showed some nice clips of him. They did a really nice montage in the Talking Dead.
I'm sure. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit more in the news, in case people wondering why I'm not asking about more of it right now. Here's another one. So this is for people who feel negatively about what happened or how it was portrayed. I wonder if this will make a difference. This is when Stephen Yeun was on our podcast in 2013. So 3 years ago.
Wayback Machine.
Yeah. Where the hell is it? What is it? Stephen Yeun Walking Dead cast. How come I can't find it? Oh, here it is. So, In issue 100 of the comic, Glenn meets his tragic end. How did you find out about that, and what was it like to find that out?
Actually, my cousin put me onto it. He was talking about, he had just read 99. He's like, dude, something's up, man.
Yeah.
Like, things are not going well. And he was, he's in reading the comics the whole time, and he was like, whenever somebody has it all figured out and has it really good, they usually bite it. And it's issue 100. I think you might be going. And, like, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. So issue 100 came out. I bought it, read it, and I was amazed. It was so good. It was such a raw thing for Kirkman to do, a brave thing for Kirkman to do, and a genius thing for Kirkman to do, and then also a genius way to do it. Just a character that's been there for 100 issues. You literally don't even give him. You don't give him like a goodbye speech. You don't give him like chance to say like I'm gone. Like you just end him like that. And I loved it. It's so honest and real. I loved it.
So you didn't have any feelings like I'm dead or any negative?
No, I mean, it's what's cool is like you look at it as from a story perspective, and it's if I go out like that on a show, that'd be incredible.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree.
Think about the lasting impression. Yeah.
I don't want a big speech. It's just not. It's better when, like with Axel in this last episode, right? Right in the middle of a sentence, boom. It's so more impactful that way.
But we hope that it's many, many, many years from now.
3.
We shall see.
We shall see. So what do you think of that?
That makes me feel better. He sounds
bit.
like he was totally, totally at peace with what happened.
That was 3 years ago. Then when he got the script, he was like, "What the?
I never said
Dude,
that."
come on.
They listened to the podcast and they were like,
I know.
"Aha."
Okay.
I guess the gauntlet's
have it be
been laid
Daryl,
down.
but
Fine.
Steven said he wants to be Glenn.
Can I redo my haiku for him?
Of course.
You were my favorite pizza boy with golden heart. Goodbye, sweet Glenn.
No.
That's all.
I just said we were going to talk about Talking Dead later, but what did he say in Talking Dead? Did he say the same thing, kind of?
It was cute. He had somebody gave him a drink on stage. Yeah, he had nothing but good things to say about everybody and his coworkers. He's just being wonderful, Steve Young.
But did he say anything about the storyline?
Oh yeah, he said that it just.
Same
pretty
thing,
much what you
much,
heard. Yeah, exactly.
So,
he's fine
yeah,
with
you
it.
might wonder, was he just making that up because it just happened? But now we know he said it 3 years ago too. So.
Yeah, he was totally fine with it. Like we said, he's going to have a terrific career, and that's great.
Yeah.
It's just hard to not see him.
It's hard because Glenn embodied the kinds of qualities that I appreciate.
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
Yes.
Except when he stabbed that dude in the face in the Savior compound, which he felt really bad about, and it was horrible.
And it was pretty recent.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. And here's an interesting thing Jenny pointed out. When the Saviors were leaving at the very end of the episode, when Negan said, "I'll be back next week to collect my offering," one of them bent over and took a Polaroid of Glenn.
Yep.
And we saw Glenn looking at Polaroids of that. So sort of ironic.
And I was thinking when I saw that, there's still Polaroid film.
What's your number 4?
And by the way, one other thing real fast.
Yeah.
And sure, my number 4 will be Glenn.
Good.
And
I don't want to just dismiss Glenn so quickly.
No, I just wanted to say one last thing, and that is that this isn't very sweet. It just happens to be what was on The Talking Dead. They did a little behind the scenes in the makeup trailer.
Yeah.
And they showed Stephen Yeun in the makeup trailer with full makeup on, with the popped out eyeball.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it was pretty gruesome. The one thing I didn't like is when Negan hit him and then all of a sudden he's got the popped eye makeup on. And then Negan was kind of making fun of him.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to jump through the television and say, don't you make fun of, if you're going to kill him, don't make fun of him. Because then he's pouring his heart out to Maggie. I understand. Negan is the devil. He's the epitome of evil. I get all that.
Well, it's hard to tell for sure, but he seems to really enjoy what he's doing, his work. But he also, I think the whole point of this was to psychologically break everybody down.
Sure.
And shame them.
Yeah.
And he was waving the bat with Abraham's blood and tissue on it in front of Rosita when he figured out she cared about him. Mm-hmm. That's what set Daryl off. He was just really needling at people, and then the point was to break their spirit. Yeah. Break their spirit.
Sure.
I mean, that's fucked up. Yeah, but I just think it's not just that he's a bad guy. I think he is a bad guy, but he had a particular calculated aim by acting that way to break everyone's spirit so that they would just be subservient, Let me ask you. Shame them and humiliate them.
Let me ask you, why did he spare Daryl? Because Daryl's the one who popped up and went for him.
Because go ahead. Sorry.
So it seems like he would be the one that would logically be punished.
Mm-hmm. Because Daryl is AMC's cash cow. But also, and to scare us. Oh my God, he's going to kill Daryl. Oh, thank God it was Glenn. No, just kidding. Nobody thought that. But it's like, I think he knew, all right, if I do this is how I break this guy. And also, I show everyone else that this is even more important, if they try to act against me, I might hurt someone they love. A lot of people here will act against me and risk their own lives, but how many of them will risk their friend's life? So it's more effective that way.
So he picks the random dude that's maybe not so random. He picks one dude and he says, okay, I'm going to kill one of you. And then somebody jumps up, attacks him.
And let me show you what happens when you do that.
I take out some other random person. Are you gonna risk that the next time you try to attack me? Yeah, that's a good point. It's
like with Superman, he's all powerful, but the best way to threaten him is to threaten Lois Lane.
Is she his kryptonite?
Well, kryptonite is his kryptonite.
Kryptonite is his kryptonite.
but sort of, yeah.
She's his Achilles heel.
All right, what's your number 4? Glenn, what about him?
Oh, that was it, man. Yeah, okay. That was it. Just one more thing, and I read you my haiku.
All right. Rest in peace, Glenn.
Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry you're not gonna get to meet your son. He's not gonna get to meet his awesome dad.
I hope Maggie does okay.
I know.
It's not guaranteed that she's gonna make it to Hilltop,
right,
and have the baby.
Well, what was that vision? I mean, it was a reflection of what Negan was saying, oh, I knew you thought you were all going to get to have your Sunday picnic or whatever.
Right.
But was anybody thinking about it, or was it, I think it was more for us.
Yeah, I think so too.
Look, wouldn't this be nice? So I guess I was trying to think whether it meant maybe the baby would be okay, but I don't think it necessarily does. I think the baby will, though.
The person having the visions the entire episode was Rick. Maybe that was Rick's vision.
Right. I think that's it. I think you're right about that. And I also think that even this show would not kill off Glenn and then kill off his baby. I really don't.
From your mouth to the producer's ears.
Okay, my number 4, I was just talking about it. It was all about how this episode is about Negan shaming and humiliating them to break them down so that then they will be subservient to him and give him half their stuff. And he just kept psychologically getting to them. I want you to think about what could have happened, what did happen, and what can still happen. And after he said that to Rick, that's when we didn't know yet who got killed, and he started flashing on images of everyone getting hit. So I think that was him thinking about what might happen, what could happen.
Sure.
I think it was also a way for them to use the footage that they apparently took.
Yes, of everybody getting clubbed. Yes.
Right. Yeah. They're like, well, that was expensive,
true.
Man. He said things like, "You are mine. The people back there, they are mine," and then waving the bat in Rosita's face, and then just going to town on these guys. And there were critiques online that it's torture porn. And I opened by saying I gave it a 4.9 out of 5 because it was too graphic. But on the other hand, I also think that the point of it is that this guy wants to break them down, scare them, humiliate them, remove all hope. So it's not gratuitous. It's actually done for a reason that makes sense in the story. So I don't know if I would call it gratuitous, but
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
I did. I think you could kill. You could. I mean, that's one of the things I said is that I felt like the people who were being bashed over. I think the person being bashed over the head was me, because it just felt like I mean, how many times did he club each of those guys? I mean, a lot. Probably 2 strikes and you're dead, maybe 3, but then again and again and again and again and again, and then it just felt. And then we got the close-ups of them, and it was I had a hard time with that.
When Herschel's leg, they had to chop it off. Remember that? 9 hits, and I opened up the podcast with that. But this time it did not feel appropriate to have anything like that. Right. I didn't think I wanted to have people relive any of that right off the bat. You know, a few people said they liked the episode, but probably thought they would never watch it again. I also loved him bringing Rick out and throwing his axe up and telling him to go get my axe, because Negan claims it now. And it's just so humiliating to be forced to go get your own axe and give it to this guy who
like
might use it to chop something off of you, which, that's what kind of you thought was going to happen. Sure. Right? So that was intense, and I don't know. It was very effective. And by the end of it, after, the thing with Carl, I totally believed that Rick would be broken down and begging. Yeah. It's amazing that they could have an episode with Rick just sobbing. Here, I have a little clip of that too. Let's see. Where is it?
Okay, Rick, you win. I am counting. 3!
Please. Please.
Okay. So, like, if you just heard that clip of him at any point before this, it would be like, whoa, how did that happen? But then watching the episode, it's like, oh, I get it. And so it was very, very effective in showing how this figure, Negan, could get all these people to just be broken. Maggie feels guilty because she brought them out there. I mean, it was dumb of them all to go out there. We said that last time. But I'm sure they all feel guilty. They all feel ashamed by what happened. I love the idea of Daryl now feeling responsible for Glenn, even though it totally made sense for him to fly off the handle based on what was going on. I mean, who could withstand something like that without reacting? Yeah. And I thought it was really sweet and sad that Eugene was covering his face like a child. So all of these, it's all about shame, and it's not very much fun to spend much time there. And I don't think we're going to spend much more time there, but for one episode.
I hope that's the last we ever have to see of that stupid place. I feel like we spent enough time there.
Yeah. Well, it was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I was going to say it was just 2 episodes, but you're right. It's enough time.
I'm done with that growth. In fact, can I just say one haiku I wrote was to the actors. All the kneeling that seemed to go on and on. Hope you had knee pads.
Dude, I know. Especially if they really did play out a lot of the scenarios with the different people, having to go through that over and over again, and you know how long it takes just to film it one time, probably all day. So I can't imagine, like, when the actors were saying how hard the scene was to film, I don't think they'd filmed this yet, but this must have been really, really tough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, what's your number?
Abraham.
3,
but we already covered it.
3. Okay, nothing else to say about Abraham?
No.
Okay. All right, let's take a little break and do our first sponsor. It is Fracture. So I have a feeling we're going to maybe get some new listeners to this episode. If so, you might not know what Fracture is. What is it? Well, it's a way to take a memory of yours, is how I like to think of it, and turn it into a piece of art. So how do you do that? Well, you go to the fractureme.com and you upload one of your photos from your computer or your phone, and then they ship it back to you printed on a pane of glass, and it's got its own attached foam-like backing ready to hang. It's really light. It's really simple. It's completely beautiful. It's vibrant colors that pop. And it's a really, really great way to get your photos out of your phone or out of hiding and up for display so you can appreciate them, so other people can appreciate them. You can remember them. It's totally awesome. And everyone that's gotten one that I know of has said it was great.
Yep. Yeah, you've done some nice ones.
So if you go to fractureme.com/podcast and then select our podcast in the list, The Walking Dead cast, to let them know where you heard about it, that will help support us, and you'll get 10% off your first order. That's fractureme.com/podcast. And I want to mention that we're doing our second annual Best Zombie Makeup Contest. There's some awesome entries, right?
Yes, there are.
Amazing.
Really cool stuff.
It's like almost professional quality.
I looked at the list today and I was dazzled. Yeah, there's some great ones.
Totally. So go to bestzombiemakeup.com. You can vote on your favorite, or you can enter your own. There will be 6 winners, and you'll each get a free extra large fracture. That's the biggest one that they have on their website.
Woo!
With shipping included. It's $125 value. You go to bestzombiemakeup.com. You upload an unedited photo of your most epic zombie look with no digital retouching or enhancing. It has to be about the makeup. And then you share it on social media to get people to vote for you. And you can vote once a day. And then they'll have 3 that are the most number of votes will win. And then the other 3 will be editor's choice from Fracture.
Awesome.
And the deadline for entering that is November 1st, 2016.
That's so great. Halloween's coming up. This is a good time of year to practice your zombie makeup.
Yeah. And if I didn't make it clear before, you don't have to get a fracture of your zombie. You can get whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want people seeing that. I know a lot of you would be proud of it, and rightly so. All right, my number 3 is my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is the tension of this episode. I always love tension, and there was a lot of tension about whether he was going to chop off Rick's hand.
Yep.
Because
sure.
people from the comic know, and I loved that. Just seeing that axe, then he hits it in the table, and I thought it was really stupid that Rick didn't just fucking go for it with the axe. Knowing Rick,
it was surprising.
Even if he got shot, it seemed like he would have just hacked into him.
David and I yelled at the television.
Yeah, he could have been fast enough to get some licks in.
It seemed like that's the case, although Negan's really, really fast with the gun. So,
but I mean, the only thing is, what if he did do that? Then maybe they would just kill everybody,
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I don't know.
Right, exactly. If
crazy.
Negan doesn't come back, then the guys who have the guns to everybody's heads just waste everybody. Yeah.
But even though, so I already experienced the emotions around this when I read the comic about Glenn, and I loved the stuff about him almost chopping off Rick's hand. But when he threatened Carl, I wrote, "Oh my God, fucking dark," and then I wrote, "I don't want to see Rick cut off Carl's hand." I was like, "No, I don't want to see this. I sign off. I don't like it." And then I really thought he was going to do it. And especially when Carl said, okay.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, one-handed, one-eyed Carl. Is that what we're going to have? And then...
and Carl said, just do it, Dad.
Yeah. And then he let him off the hook because he was begging.
Yep.
And I think here's what it really was. Negan saw that Rick was about to do it.
Yeah.
In his heart, he was going to do it. And Negan knew he had him then.
Yeah.
And so he let him off. And there was a part of me that was like, I was definitely relieved. Thank God.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I was also like, oh, is that a soft spot for Negan? He didn't make him go through with it. Maybe he's not as powerful as he could have been. He's still pretty fucked up. He just killed 2 people. But then I thought, well, maybe if he would have let him go through with it, then all bets would be off. And Rick, maybe the best thing was just for Rick to know that he was about to do it.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
So that really just had me, it was probably even more tense than season 5 at the trough in Terminus.
Yep.
Was it for you?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yep. I didn't want to see anything bad happen to Carl.
No, not that. By his own dad. Oh, I'm like, yeah, I guess it's cool when you have Rick have to deal with, like, even with Daryl, he has to deal with the fact that maybe he caused Glenn to get killed. But I don't want Rick to have to deal with having cut off his own son's hand.
Nope. It's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot imagine.
Right.
Ugh.
Well, that's my number 3.
Oh, okay. Whew. It's hard getting through these, man.
You're doing good.
By the way, did we even introduce who we are? That's Jason. I'm Karen.
Right, for people who are just listening. Usually, this is the first time we've ever started this podcast without
Introducing
a clip
ourselves.
from the show, and then our awesome theme music,
and our welcome.
And here's our theme music. No, that's not it. Oh, I don't have it here. But anyways,
take it from us.
Here we are. Yeah, super professional. Trust me.
Yeah.
Number 2.
This is a little ray of sunshine in my heart. I cannot wait for them to move to another place. I don't care where, just anywhere else. And the hope of them moving fills me with light. I've written a haiku. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Can we get out of this grove to the kingdom, please? There it is. It's my haiku. I'd like to go somewhere else. I was sort of surprised that Negan let them go back to Alexandria. That was sort of surprising. I thought we were going to see Negan's home turf, but I guess not. And it's kind of interesting. So they've got Daryl now. So I guess they can't just run away. Now they've got Daryl. Daryl is their hostage. They can't just run away. They've got a week, according to Negan. They have 1 week to get 50% of their crap together to give to him.
Right. And he's going to come for it.
Right. So I think, well, what would I do if I were them? What would be my strategy? And clearly Negan's a leader, and Rick is going to say, okay, Negan says we have to give you half of our stuff. Let's get together half of our stuff. He's got Daryl. He's shown that he can beat them. Maggie is not willing to concede. Maggie wants to fight.
Do you think at this, Rick said, I'm going to kill you, but then he was by the end sobbing and snot was coming out of his nose. By the way, I want to say I thought Andrew Lincoln was amazing.
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln was amazing. And by the way, I think that he
barely
should
talk.
He also, I think it was a bad thing for Andrew Lincoln. I was telling Rick, although oddly he couldn't hear me through the television, I was saying, don't threaten Negan, because he was saying, I'm going to kill you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday.
The same
and
way
for the
he
rest
was
of your
looking
life.
at Gareth.
Yeah,
remember?
Exactly. Gareth's a different
Negan
ball of wax, though.
knocked that right out of him.
Negan knocked that right out of him. I'm like, can you just shut up?
But do you think there's still some fighting spirit left in him or not?
Yeah, probably, but maybe not towards Negan. I think
Negan.
I think Negan's quite literally scared the snot out of him.
Yeah, it's like a little kid. Like we were in Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, right, this weekend, and I took Nico to the haunted Halloween ride. We're in line, and I'm like, is this scary? Because there were skeletons. No, I'm not going to be scared on this. And then while we're on the ride, he's like, buried his face in me, and he's like, when's it going to be over? I'm like, pretty soon.
Did you go on the sky tram?
He liked it.
Did you go on the sky tram?
No, they changed the height restriction, so he can't go on that.
Not quite yet.
He's been on it before.
Yeah, but
they changed it. So we went on the log ride twice. He loves that.
And it was a beautiful weekend day too.
Yeah,
I love the boardwalk.
So
that anyway, yay! So that's kind of great.
They'll be moving on to the.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'll just say the kingdom sort of reminds me of the Boltons on Game of Thrones. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
That's
maybe
funny. Oh God.
You're like, what?
Oh God.
All right, my number 2
–
is the gore, which we've already talked about. I can't decide if I feel like they showed too much, but I think they showed a little bit. I think they needed to show some, and it looked just like the comic. And it made me feel at the juxtaposition of the horror of it, knowing it was people we cared about, and Negan's glee was damn effective. So I don't know. I'm not willing to crucify them like some people are, but I also feel like I was thinking maybe you didn't need to show that much. The zombie action, on the other hand, I thought was the way he was hanging off that one, and it pulled his neck stretched. Wasn't that great?
That's my number 1.
And Rick fighting the zombies.
Mm-hmm. And he reaches out to one of the Zed's necks, and he reaches and he sort of squeezes, and this green goo comes out of the neck. In the fog, there he was fighting
The
him.
fog
through
was
fog.
great. Yeah,
Yep,
I love that.
It was all pretty cool.
I loved all that stuff.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
him laying on top of the RV, splayed out, and everything we saw, like you said, the structure of this episode was it started off right after Glenn got killed.
Yeah.
And then Negan dragged Rick into the RV and played all those mind games with the axe. And then everything we saw before that was Rick remembering it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, strategy now.
Okay.
I'm just
for the podcast.
Yeah,
Let's keep doing it, please.
Okay. No, not for the podcast.
What?
Strategy. If you're the gang, you have a week.
Yeah.
Do you just say, all right, that's it. I know they have Daryl, but let's just maybe you leave Rick and Michonne behind.
Daryl, but
Maybe you leave Rick and Michonne behind to do some sort of really amazing MacGyver-like extraction of Daryl, if that's even possible. Maybe you move everybody else out, away. Maybe you say, here are the cars, here are the RVs. Now everybody just evacuate and everybody just get the hell away from here and go as far away as you possibly can. If you can make it to Maine, go to Maine. Get out of here because this guy is the worst. He's no good. Let's just get out.
you could do like Donald Trump and say you lost so much last year that you don't owe anything this year.
Don't put a Donald Trump reference in the podcast.
Sorry. No, I kind of don't want to say because I feel like my opinion will be colored by the comic.
By what you know
Yeah.
happens, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to say that if I were doing this, I think, just off the top of my head, not really thinking this through, here's what I would do. I think...
By the way, Hillary Clinton's a liar. There. I evened it out. Okay, go ahead.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's great. Now we'll get twice as much hate mail.
We'll
Yay!
see. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's all
So
staying
what
in.
what I would do is I think I would keep maybe the strongest people there, and I would send everybody else away as far away as possible. I would definitely send Carl and Judith and everybody else just go away. Go as far as you possibly can. I don't think they're safe with him.
What would Negan
Do?
Yeah.
You got to say what's better? Saving 50 how many people do they have left? 50? Saving 50 people?
Well, why don't they all just run then?
They should.
Not leave any people.
They should run and not leave. I mean, maybe just leave one or two.
Why?
To try to get Daryl.
I see.
Everybody else, send them away to safety.
I mean, what?
And you know what? Give everything to Negan. Say, Negan, take 100% of what we have.
They can't do that. They've made it pretty clear recently that they're about to starve, so they can't give him everything. But they can give him half for now and then run away.
This was all just a giant mistake.
But listen, so what if it's like The Mob, where they do something to put the scare into you, but he said, okay, from now on, you give me half your stuff? Is that what he said?
Half their stuff, yeah.
What if, as long as they keep giving him half their stuff, they're okay?
They're not going to be
And he
okay.
doesn't do anything
They're
like
on the
that
verge
anymore.
of starvation now,
Right,
and that's why they
right.
went to Hilltop.
Good point.
And they already took half of Hilltop's crap.
Well, it's
And now Hilltop's going to be like, oh, fuck.
we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what they do.
One thing I'm looking forward to is our friend Tom Payne, a.k.a. Jesus.
Right.
I'm hoping that...
He's gonna ninja
Yeah,
Negan's ass.
that's right. That's exactly right.
My turn.
Yeah, let me just read you my number one, which was you mentioned the
Well, it's
Zeds,
your
and I
turn
thought they were amazing. To Greg Nicotero, though disappointing, still one thing we can count on: awesome looking Zeds.
Yes. I would not send that to him, but it's nice.
The tree hanging Zed was not tree hanging. The bridge one. When Rick goes to jump on him, I also yelled out, "Rick, no! His neck won't hold you." Because we know at this point the zombies are made of cheese.
Right. If the neck didn't stretch out like Mr. Fantastic, then it would have been Department of Suspension of Disbelief.
Right, exactly.
So Greg Nicotero directed this episode from a script written by somebody else, I think. He didn't write it. So what do you think about his directing of the episode?
Oh, great.
Me too. I thought this was really good. Good directing job.
I love anything Greg Nicotero does. Greg Nicotero could come over and punch me in the face. Hey, I already have a picture of him choking. Oh, yeah, I already have a picture of him choking me out on our website. So
he was. How tight was he really holding it?
Not tight at all, and he was smiling his cute smile.
All right, my number one is Negan versus past bad guys.
Ooh. Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
This is like shark versus, mountain lion. I like it.
First off, well, the governor did something. I don't know how many people know this yet, but in the comic, the governor did something really bad to Rick, and he didn't do it in the show. And it seems something more like Negan might do, because Negan is the type to just come in and fuck your shit up right off the bat, and then so that you will respect his authority. And so I think the governor is all about subterfuge and trying to convince people he's a charmer and that he's on the up and up. Meanwhile, he has his little mercenary squad that kind of know more the real deal.
Yep.
But he'll sneak up on you. Negan is right up front with everything.
Yep.
He tells you, I'm not trying to say this is good or anything, but it's just a difference. He tells you exactly what the deal is.
Yes. Yeah,
which
exactly.
is really interesting. He said, now, I don't know what kind of lying assholes you've been dealing with, but I'm a man of my word. Although he did not end up making Rick cut off Carl's hand. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's good. And then there's Gareth, who was a lot more, I think he just dehumanized. He just didn't even think of people as humans.
They were food.
Yeah. So he barely acknowledged them.
Right. They're just...
Which was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They drain them and hang them.
But the really interesting thing I think about with them is I feel like they suffered even worse than what we saw this episode. The termites.
The termites suffered?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They suffered horribly.
Worse than what Rick and his people went through. I mean,
yeah, that's what we're led to believe.
They
were traumatized.
Repeatedly raped and held in a car for who knows how long. And
yeah. They had some nasty stuff happen to them.
I'm sure some were killed.
And that's why they ended up making the choices that they did, wrong though they were.
Right.
No, there's from what we could see, there's very little reason.
Right.
From what I know, God knows who Negan was before he was this person.
Gareth had a little bit of the snarky attitude that Negan has, like when he said, "Oh, Bob, you taste better than we thought." Yeah. You know, he had a little bit of that. But Negan's like that all over the place. And the one that I thought I cannot help but laugh is, you're going to hate me for this, but he's driving in the RV and he runs over a zombie and its brains splatter on the windshield, and he goes, "Does that remind you of anyone you know?"
I remember that. And the look on Rick's face, he's like, God,
dude,
really?
See, this is why it's too soon now. At this point, I think you can't do anything but hate Negan.
Yeah, at this point, I'm sorry. I'm not going to jump on the Negan bandwagon, but I get where you're going.
All right. So that's my number one. I had a few notes. Do you have any notes?
Nope.
All right, let's see. Well, I thought this episode was similar to the 1-2 punch of T-Dog and Lori, because in season 3, T-Dog died, and then Lori, and you're like, oh, a major character. Oh my God, Lori? Who would have expected that?
Yeah.
With this one, people were expecting Glenn to go, and me, I was hoping it wouldn't be Abraham, and then when it was, and then, I actually knew ahead of time, which is kind of a bummer because that also took away the sting of it. But I would have been like, oh, they did do Abraham, and then when it was Glenn, oh, what? Oh my God. I'm sure a lot of people had that reaction. Whoa.
Yeah.
The title, "The Day Will Come When You Won't Be," is a quote from TS19. Mm-hmm. That's season 1, episode 6.
Right.
Jenner has just given them the code or whatever to get out of the CDC before it blows up, because they were, come on, let us go. And then this happens.
Get out of here, Sophia.
There's your chance. Take it.
Grateful.
The day will come when you won't be.
So that's where it is. This is the day that Rick maybe is not so grateful that he lived. He survived that.
Maybe Jenner had the right idea.
That would have been funny if he was on the, probably not funny, but if he was on the RV and he started thinking back to the CDC, imagining himself just into sweet oblivion. The logo is more deteriorated again, as they do every year.
Oh.
The Walking Dead logo. Each year it gets a little more deteriorated,
That's
which makes me wonder if it's completely gone, then don't they have to cancel? Cancel the show. I thought it was kind of funny how when Negan takes Rick away, the other saviors are just like, okay, do we just sit here all day? And then they come back and they're in the same formation.
Yeah,
it's daytime.
They're used to it.
What were they talking about the whole time?
They're just...
So where are you from? Fuck you. I wouldn't talk like that. What else? Negan's right-hand man, Simon, is in Westworld. Did you remember him?
No.
He's one of the cowboys. I don't have a good enough handle on the characters, but Simon, the mustache shield guy, he's in Westworld, and he's also in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh.
That's it.
I love it. Okay.
Enough. We're done talking about this. It's over. We don't have to think about it. Any sponsor? That's Movement Watches. Karen?
Movement is a cool new watch company that Jason sort of turned me on to, and I'm wearing my Movement watch right now. Check it out.
Nice.
There it is. Isn't it cool?
It's beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
I
You
love
like it?
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
totally love it.
What do you like about it?
I love so much about it. It's, for one thing, it's gorgeous. You can see it has
Kinda
a beautiful,
silvery.
Yeah, exactly. It has an elegant face. I like it's sort of classically styled. The band is super comfortable, easy to get on and off. You can dress it up. It's the kind of thing you could wear. I could wear this with a fancy outfit, or I could wear this with jeans and a t-shirt.
Mine too. Mine looks sort
love
of.
yours.
I love these are all minimal, but it looks kind of Art Deco-y
Yes,
too. You know.
Exactly. I've been getting compliments on it already, which is kind of nice. And the company was started by two broke college kids that just wanted to wear stylish watches but couldn't afford them. So they started their own watch company, selling really cool, classically designed watches with quality construction, and as you can see, this cool minimalist style. I really dig them. I'm a watch girl too, so this is like right in my wheelhouse. I really love it.
I actually hadn't been wearing watches for a long time, but then I got the Apple Watch, and that got me back into, it's nice to be able to just look at the time.
I love it.
And I got some comments on that. So that's another thing for guys for watches.
Yeah,
It's one of the
totally.
few things that is a conversation starter. So now I'm like, I can wear this and have a lot of those same benefits. So it's pretty cool.
Exactly. And the best part is they're incredibly affordable. They start at just $95. At a department store, a similar watch would retail at about $400 to $500. But because they sell online, they can keep the prices nice and low. So I also wanted to remind you that the holidays are coming up. So if you wanted a great present, this would be an excellent present. Plus, today you get 15% off with free shipping and free returns by going to movementwatches.com/deadcast.
That's MVMT, right?
Exactly. I was going to spell it. It's MVMTwatches.com/deadcast. And this watch has beautiful design. You'll get compliments. You'll love it. I guarantee it. And now is the time to step up your watch game. So go to mvmtwatches.com/deadcast. Join the movement. Thanks, movement.
Awesome.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Dead cast news update.
They are. They're not moving at all.
They're all
twitching
messed
a
up.
little. Okay, so first, this a little Walking Dead cast news first. So thank you to the people who've supported us through our new Patreon campaign.
Woo!
Yeah. Our first patron-only call-in show is going to be Friday, November 4th at 4 p.m. Pacific. So we'll take your calls. We'll talk Walking Dead, whatever else comes up. Could be a big group therapy session if you want.
I think it's going to be a nice little happy hour. Grab your favorite frosty cold beverage and join us 4 o'clock on Friday.
And the Facebook group we've got going has been a lot of fun, and it's more interactive because you can post right on the timeline. So that's been pretty active
great.
and fun.
I love it.
And we added a new $2 tier and a new little 10-minute podcast / pitch that Karen and I did. It's like a little mini podcast, top 5 reasons to support our podcasting. You can check all that out at patreon.com / Jason and Karen.
It was fun. And you can see Greg